Ba-ba-da-da! Welcome to BanjoBenClark.com. This is your home online to learn how to pick on the mandolin or the guitar or the banjo. What'd you think about that arrangement? That's one of my all-time favorite hymns. I say that about all the hymns that I teach on here because they are. If they weren't some of my favorites, then I probably wouldn't teach them. But that's one of my really one of my favorite ones. I love the words to that song. If you get a chance, just look them up. Search online for Leaning on the Everlasting Arms and just read the verses. They're incredibly comforting. No matter what you're going through right now, you can just find lots of comfort in those verses and ultimately in our Lord Jesus Christ, which I'm proud to call my Lord and my everlasting arms. Did you like the Eastman mandolin? I did. You see, I've got the Gibson hanging on the wall. I still love the Gibson, okay? And people are going to write me and they're going to say, why'd you stop playing the Gibson? You don't like the Gibson? Yes, I love the Gibson. I love the Eastman. And the Eastman's not near as expensive as the Gibson, but I just think it has a great sound. I thought it sounded good in that recording I just did. But if you're watching this on YouTube, here in a little while, I'm going to ask you to go over to my website, BanjoBenClark.com, where for a tiny, un poquito amount of pisto, which is cash in Mexican Spanish, you can join as a Gold Pick member and you can have access to all of my videos and tabs that I update each and every week. Right now we're going through this series of Leaning on the Everlasting Arms, and you can actually go over there, print out this tab. It's 2 pages of tab. It's exactly the way that I played it in the solo that you just heard on the mandolin. And now what we're going to do is start at measure 1, and we're going to teach you how to play every measure from there, from the start to the top, start to the top, start to the finish. And then I'm going to do another video segment there on the website where I play the whole thing through very slowly for you so you can follow along with the tab on the screen there. And I have 4 different rhythm tracks for you. So I got the guitar, played 4 different rhythm tracks so you would have somebody to practice along with. So let's dive right into this first measure of Leaning on the Everlasting Arms on the mandolin. I've got my Eastman. I don't know what you have, but let's do it. In the very first measure, we've got the kickoff there. Now in the other solos that I'm teaching for guitar and for banjo, we actually are coming in either on the second beat or maybe on the second half of the first beat, but actually on this mandolin kickoff, we're going to start right on the downbeat. And we're going to start up in kind of this G position. It's a double stop position, meaning that I'm going to have my index finger on the 5th fret of the D string and my middle finger on the 7th fret down here of the G string. And what note is that, by the way? The 7th fret of the G string? That's a D note. So that's the same note as my open D string. Okay, so if I want to play a note on my D string at any time, but I'm also wanting to have that D note ringing out, then I'm going to have to cover that somehow. So that's why I want this note right here, but I also want to hear this D note beneath it. That's why I'm going to cover it with this double stop fingering right here. Just building into that melody. Now also, I'm going to play this with a little bit of swing. Okay, you'll see that later on. Towards the end of the video, I'm going to play it all the way through for you, very slowly from beginning to the end, and you'll kind of be able to feel that swing feel. And then later on we have the rhythm tracks, the guitar rhythm tracks. I have 4 speeds of those so you can practice along with the tab. Once again, we're going to start off there on that first beat of the kickoff, and we're going to play these 2 double stops in a row. We're playing through both of those strings, okay? Now I want you to make a fast movement through those strings so that you don't hear a... We don't want to hear that. We want to hear both strings at once. And I'm kind of deadening them, lifting with my left hand after I play it, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a forceful sound instead of a... Okay, that's just personal preference there. But the kickoff just sounds like this. Okay, so I'm going to hammer on from the 7th fret to the 9th fret with my ring finger. Now, immediately for measure 2 is when we're starting the actual melody of the song. What a fellowship. So I'm just going to take that same position and just scoot down 1 set of strings. And we're going to use that same exact pattern to get this melody going. So measure 2 slowly. Starts off with the hammer on, and it sounds like this. Okay. Now it may be easy for you to play through both of these strings on your downstroke, but it may be a little different for you to play through both of them with your upstroke. And the reason why that is because a lot of you are tilting your pick down this way, so it's easy to go through these 2 strings, but then when you try to come up, you'll just catch that first string. However, if we keep our pick more perpendicular at a 90-degree angle to the mandolin top, then we're going to be able to get better.